I've already gone over the top teams to rebuild for the AFC in Madden 23. If you'd like to check out that video, it will be in the end screen when this one is over. But for now, let's take a look at some of the teams that I find intriguing for the NFC. First, let's check out an honorable mention. It's the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins' contract is almost up.
I'm ready!
And this team will now need a new quarterback if you don't want to re-sign him. Dalvin Cook is locked up to give you a great, even if injury-prone running back, albeit a cap-eating one. Justin Jefferson will need to be paid before Adam Thielen's contract's up in 3 years, which causes some anxiety, and the offensive line is mostly paid up for the next 2 seasons, and still isn't really the best line. On defense, the main stars are getting paid, and they're aging, and the new cornerstones need to be developed or completely found entirely. Can you win the Vikings their first Super Bowl ever with all of these question marks? Number 5. The New York Giants. We all know that the Giants have been really bad recently, but these guys that have been drafted to make that happen are coming off the books soon, as Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley just have this one season left. They're another team with a bad offensive line and some available movement, with only 3 main pieces still on the line after year number 1. Beyond that, just about every player on the defense is off the books after year number 2. So there's a ton of flexibility to use free agency and the draft to get the kind of team that you want going forward at MetLife Stadium. Can you take the Giants back to prominence and win them a 5th Super Bowl? Number 4, the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Panthers may be battling Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold at quarterback this year, but is Matt Corral the long-term solution? Or will you be drafting a franchise quarterback of your own? We know that Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore are locked up and will be the big faces of the offense going forward. However, that offensive line needs a ton of work. The defense was the driving force of the Panthers in the early 2000s. Can you make it that way again? The cornerbacks have potential, and Shaq Thompson's a very good linebacker, but they're going to need some more pieces than that. Do you have what it takes to finally get the Panthers over the top to win their very first Lombardi Trophy? Number 3. The Detroit Lions. Now, the Lions have built a strong foundation with their offensive line. They've tried to do the same on the other side with their defense by drafting Aiden Hutchinson to go with Michael Brockers and Charles Harris on that front 4. The rest of the defense could really use some work, but the good news is that many of the current players are off the books in year number 1 and 2. So this is another team that you can really build in your image. The only bad news? Jared Goff has 3 years left on his contract.
Horse shit!
Can you navigate the quarterback situation and the defense to finally put this team into playoff contention on a year-to-year basis? Maybe even, dare I say, finally win a Super Bowl? Before we get into number 2, just a quick word from our sponsor. The NFL season's about to start. Are you ready? I got my Tyreek Hill shirt. I am ready to go. Fins up. Let's go Dolphins, baby. Are you ready for your favorite team? Because if not, you need to get over to NFLshop.com right now using the link in the description and go get yourself some fan gear. Get yourself ready for the new season. I do make a small little portion off of every single sale over there, but you will be helping out the channel, supporting the channel, and getting some cool gear to do it. I think that's a win-win. Get over there right now. Check out their clearance options. Check out some of the new stuff that they have for the new upcoming 2022 NFL season. I am excited. Let's get back to the video. Number 2, the Atlanta Falcons. My franchise team from last year might even be a better option this year. Marcus Mariota is going to give way to Desmond Ridder if all goes well. At that point, Cordero Patterson may be out of the door after year number 2. Who knows what storyline you want to make with Calvin Ridley? Use his suspension this year and then trade him with 1 year remaining on his deal. It's realistic. It's fun. That would make Ridder, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts the focal point of the offense going forward, which could be really fun if you work on that offensive line heavily. However, this defense can't stop a nosebleed, and only Grady Jarrett and a bunch of unproven young players and rookies are somewhat locked up for a little bit. There is freedom to navigate the cap with the defense to make them a well-balanced team, and you can have them winning the NFC South as soon as Tom Brady finally hangs up the cleats. Are you ready to take the Dirty Birds to only their 3rd Super Bowl appearance and finally win them a ring? Number 1. The Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks don't seem to have a long-term quarterback on roster between Geno Smith, Drew Lock, and Jacob Eason, so you could truly go out and find your own to go pair with what could be a really good long-term running back in Kenneth Walker III. the rookie from Michigan State and Heisman finalist. Their main weapons in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are locked up for 4 years apiece, but that offensive line, that was a problem when Russ was a Seahawk. Well, they've tried to address it by drafting Charles Cross, but it's still going to need some work. This defense is also not the Legion of Boom anymore, but it's easy to build it in your image with only Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs signed for large amounts of money over long deals. The Seahawks are already one of the more popular rebuilds this year, but they are one of the more bare teams in the league, so I can't say I blame anybody for doing it. Who are you going to be rebuilding in Madden 23? What teams did I leave off of this NFC list? Go check out that AFC list right here. Thank you to all the channel members supporting the channel, and a special thank you to TClink24, our only franchise quarterback tier member. If you'd like to join, check it out by hitting that join button below this video.
I feel to bring some